Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction to Oregairu. It is season 2, episode 6, and you know what to do. As always, if you want to see the reaction itself, just go down into my descriptions, follow the links, replace the parentheses dot parts with real dots, and enjoy. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear my thoughts about this episode, so see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back and preach it. What an episode! Holy heck! I mean, okay, it was funny, and I really have to give it to that. It was hilarious. I think mainly because I was in meetings like that in the past, so I I found a lot of things I knew. So let's go through it, right? Before all this funny stuff happened, we were in a pretty cold, nearly frozen position when it comes to our characters. So, what transpired last episode? What happened from Hickey towards the presidential election? Clearly damaged what was between him and mainly Yuki. Yui is kind of fine, you know, but Yuki is clearly. I don't know if it is only about him. Maybe there's additional stuff happening in her private life as well. But she was completely distracted. She was out of focus. She did not really care about anything. And the thing that she mentioned, like, maybe we should make sure we don't get any requests anymore, stuff like that, feels more like she's thinking about ending this club. I don't know if she's allowed to. I mean, in many ways, the teacher made them join that club. But then, even as a teacher, you cannot force a student to stay in such a club. So, that might be a danger that is about to come. So, would be sad. However, this whole nothing happened, all is in stasis, is not only there, it is due to that in the whole life of Hickey and the two girls, because they are, even outside of the club, are not really interacting as they did before. It just feels, I would say it feels like the calm before a storm, right? It's also calm, nothing is happening, no movement at all, just act normal, just act as though it's all fine. In many ways, it's what Hickey did in the past, I think, where he always acted like all is fine, although he felt other stuff inside, otherwise inside. And he's looking at the group of Hayama and the others. I don't know, maybe he's kind of wishing something like that, to be back in the club. The problem, I think, is he was this loner type, and then he had the two girls, and they had friendships, even though some of them wouldn't state that those were friendships, but they had a real friendship there. And there's one person trying, by talking and by acting as though all is normal, talking about Yui, to just make it feel like nothing happened. But you could see it when they stood in front of the door of the club and she was about to open it. She breathed in, breathed out, very strong, like she had to convince herself, to push herself to go inside and face what is inside. So even for her, she realizes something is not right. For Hickey, we are inside his head, so we know it. He is aware that it is just not good now. Everything is going downhill, and he just slides along. He slides downhill, tries to avoid any situation, just hopes it's getting back on track by itself, but I guess it won't. And for Yuki, she's even worse. She's like completely out. She does not do anything, does not react to it. She's completely inside her own universe now. I think this is about to crumble into pieces. Now, in all of this, we heard some things like that Christmas is about in the discussion, so I guess it will be in this series soon. I don't know why Ebina is not able to join there. There was a strange one. Just realized it, that there was this comment. So, no idea. And then Ishiki jumps in. So, Iroha. She pushes into the scene in the room, requesting help. A little bit too much, maybe, you know, it's like the end of the world. Because of this, we have to do something together with others or the seniors. So it's more of a, and I just do that because I watched it too much, you know, I have to move my hands. Sorry. So she's requesting their help. So one thing there, Yui, being the good-hearted one that she is, says, sure, let's do it. Yuki did not react at all there. There was even the question if she even realized what happened. So she was like daydreaming, and then her reaction was more like, yeah, okay, why not? Not one off, I really want to help. It was more like, whatever. And Hiki being the one who pushes Iroha out, because, and I think that is something that might go wrong, he is aware that he did something bad or wrong the last time. Out of good reasons, as I mentioned last time. And now he wants to just make sure he's not hurting Yuki anymore. But the fact that he then promises her outside to help just himself, not the club, it could, and I think it will, backfire. Because, let's just go through this, right? So, he made sure that she is the president now. Then, while stating that the club will not help, he is helping her. Meeting with her in private, carrying her bags. You know, all of that. Spending a lot of time. That looks like he is in a relationship with her, or wants to be, you know, like he's a water bearer for her, the flag bearer. He just is in her team and is in completely for her. From the outside, if you don't know the background, it looks like that. So, I think it will backfire massively, because if the girls realize he's helping her there, Yuki will just feel like, yeah, you know, that's him betraying us, backstabbing us. However, and Yui will feel even more painful there, because she was like way more open with her feelings. So I think this is what he's doing now will backfire, and it will possibly destroy even more. But maybe I'm wrong, who knows? So much about this part. So, he stated to her, I will help you. And they are in this meeting. Let's talk about that. So, Tamanava, I think was his name, something like that. Student president of another school, of a higher school, I guess. And his 3 monkeys there, you know, don't see, don't talk, don't listen, whatever. What the heck? This, I see what they're making fun of here a lot. So if you are aware of some specific meetings, stuff like that is happening, true. But then there are, if you have ever seen stuff like higher management or people like that who are no longer connected to the base of what they are doing. Not saying all of higher management is that. There's higher management who does have a connection to the base and knows what they are talking about. But there are those who are just, you know, pushing numbers from left to right and don't know about the workers. They don't know about the product, about the real work that the company is doing, or if they are in not only business, but let's say they're working in a school. There might be those who are overseeing school projects but never work with the kids. So there happens this moment, normally after a longer time, where stuff like this is happening, stupid talkings without anything inside, or people who studied too long theory but never practically did it, and are aware that they just can build castles out of air. You know, balloon castles. just fill them with more hot air, which you are talking, and they will look better and more glorious until the moment when someone is sticking a needle in and saying, yeah, sure, but how do you want to finance it, as example? Or you're aware that we only have 10 people and not 1,000, which you need for what you want. Or you're aware it is only 1 hour and not 2 days. Stuff like that, you know? There are those castles who are being created, and in this room you can see that a lot. And they used a lot of those sentences, those phrases who are very known for it, especially when you're looking at it from the financial, the business side. Synergy effects, organic growth, stuff like that are words that always sound fantastic, but in the end they do have a specific meaning, but you can just throw them in because they sound good and it sounds like you know what you're talking about, while you are just creating hot air and filling the void with nothing. And it is something that Hickey clearly reflects on for us, because this question, that's why he shows this picture. What the hell is going on? This moment when you're in there and like, okay, I hear you talking, but you are not saying anything. And that's what it is. So, no clear concepts, no ideas, no plan, nothing on the paper which is really worth the ink. That is what's happening there. So, Iroha, surely, is someone who's like, okay, I don't know what they're talking about, but I know at least partially how to manipulate people, so I will just say, cool idea, let's go with it, I agree, you know, just say yeah, and maybe create a little bit of hot air. And Hickey, who is, well, he's aware that this is nonsense. So first time he's just not reacting because it's just stupid, and second time he wants to talk back. And that's interesting now, because there are multiple people in this room who are kind of having their own back. They know that all of them do nothing, so they cover each other. And in the moment when you have someone who is more practically, they will shut this person down, because otherwise they would lose their jobs, or in this case, their position, if other people would realize there's nothing happening. So that's why they shut him down and saying, hey, you're not allowed to do that. When he joins in with the same wording, you know, you're on their level. They are cool. Yeah, those are the words I know. I can go with it, and I can dodge it and move it as I want it to be. What it feels to me like is that maybe, just maybe, they're trying to put the work on others. So they just create hot air and push the work towards, as example, Iroha here, as they did after the first meeting. So in the end, it will be possibly that they will have to do the work, while the older ones are like, yeah, we did the planning, which they didn't, as we know. So a lot of that, a lot of nothing. And I had encounters like that in my past when I was working in some companies, and we had meetings with medium or higher level management, and we got projects we wanted to do. Multiple people from the company had clear defined projects with timelines and what will we need for it. And we were in discussions with those people. And were projects for the company in the meaning of for those working for it to create a better working environment, maybe scheduled off times, social, not so much payments, but that those working there had some social benefits, which would cost a bit of money, but clearly not a lot. It was, you know, about minor things. And I heard those phrases so much in these days. And I got out of meetings, and I was and I came back to the teams I was working for, and they said, hey, so how is it? What did you get? Can we go? Can we continue with the project as we wanted? Are there changes? And I know the first times I came out and I was like feeling like, yeah, cool, was good, you know? Because they soaked me in. They completely honey-coated me. And I felt like, yeah, I think that was a good meeting. And I got out and people asked me, and I realized, I don't know. I mean, they talked, but I don't know. I cannot answer your question. They did not say no, but they didn't say yes. I think we just check. And those were the times when I learned it. And what I realized very often when they are using those phrases, they are saying no without saying no. They are saying, hey, if you do it from your money or no money, go for it. But if it goes against the wall, it's your fault. And if it worked, it was me. Very typical in business. So that's why I was laughing so hard, because they felt very, very near to me here. Nice episode. I liked it. It showed another interaction of people, completely apart from what was before. And I really like it about this series that they brings very specific topics, very specifics about people's action towards each other, with each other, how you react and interact. And this time they had this topic, and it's always very nice, on point, maybe a bit overplayed from time to time, but I think that's what makes it so spicy. So this is it from me this time. Until the next time, where I'm kind of waiting for the whole situation to go out with the big shebang against the wall, because Yuki and Yui will realize what's happening. And until then, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.